So today, we're diving into the Book of Psalms. But, not as some dusty old text sitting on a shelf. We're going to explore how, in the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, these psalms are a living, breathing part of worship, just as alive today as they were thousands of years ago.
And it really all boils down to this one big question. How does an ancient songbook stay alive for millennia? Well, in this tradition, the answer is pretty amazing. It's found in two key things: the way it sounds and the way it's understood.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the sacred role these psalms play. Because trust me, it's about way more than just words on a page.
See, in the Ethiopian Orthodox tradition, the Psalms aren't just something you read quietly. Nope, they are performed. They're sung, they're chanted, and that makes them this powerful, dynamic experience right at the heart of everything. And get this, the entire system that makes this happen is called Zima. It's this ancient, beautiful tradition of melodies and chants that literally gives the sacred texts their voice. You could almost call it the musical soul of the liturgy.
Now, you can imagine, a musical system this rich and complex needs some kind of framework, right? And that's exactly where the books of chant come in, organizing all these sacred melodies.
And this is where you really see the incredible detail of the tradition. On one hand, you've got the Miokraf, that's kind of the general hymnal for the whole year, but for the super important season of Lent, there's a completely separate, specialized book, the Soma de Degwa.
All right, so let's zoom in on a really powerful example of this chant in action. It's a specific ritual that happens right before the gospel reading, and it's known as the Mezbach. So just imagine you're in the service. The most important reading of the day, the gospel, is about to be read. To get everyone ready, to kind of focus the mind and spirit of the entire congregation, a special chant from the Psalms is performed. It just creates this incredible, sacred moment of focused reverence. And that chant, it has a name, the Mezbach. It's a liturgical chant made up of very specific verses from the Psalms, and its placement is absolutely key. It's always performed immediately before the gospel is read.
The structure itself is actually beautifully simple and so memorable. A first verse is chanted, then a second verse is chanted, and finally a third concluding verse. It's this progression that just builds and builds anticipation and meaning. So yeah, the key number to remember here is 3. 3 verses. It's this consistent and powerful structure that really acts as a profound piece of liturgical art. Okay, so that's the sound of the Psalms, right? But the performance is literally only half the story. Just as important is the deep, deep tradition of how their meaning is unlocked.
This whole body of scholarly commentary on the Psalms has a formal name, Targome David. And we're not talking about some casual reflection here. This is a deep, respected scholastic tradition that's been passed down through generations.
But this brings up a really practical question, doesn't it? I mean, how do you interpret a single verse that could have so many different meanings, especially a verse written thousands of years ago?
Well, the answer is found in this unique system called Andemta. And what's so cool is that the name itself tells you everything you need to know. It literally means and one or alternatively. The name itself is a clue that there isn't just one single right answer.
So, while some traditions might be searching for that one single definitive meaning, Andem commentary does the complete opposite. It's all about revealing the multiple layers of truth that exist at the same time, within the very same text.
So, what do we mean by layers? Well, a single verse could be understood as a literal historical account, but at the same time, it could be a moral lesson for your daily life. And at the same time, it could be seen as a prophecy related to Jesus Christ and a deeply personal spiritual reflection for you. It's like looking at a diamond from different angles. Every time you turn it, a new facet of its brilliance shines through.
So, when we pull all of these pieces together, the music, the rituals, the interpretation, what are we really looking at? Why does all of this matter so much?
Now, what we've really seen is a complete, living system. The sacred texts are brought to life through the incredible music of Zima. That music is carefully organized into liturgical books for the whole year. Key rituals, like the Mizbach, use these chants to create these powerful, focused moments. And finally, the amazing interpretive art of Andemta makes sure these ancient words stay deeply personal and relevant for every single generation.
And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? What can this ancient, layered approach, one that embraces complexity and multiple truths, teach us about finding deeper meaning in the stories, the texts, and the traditions that shape our own lives?